guess what the answer was? He said, you know what, if you want to make sure, just give your kids the cleaning supplies. And what's next? The kids have to clean the school after the migrants?
Sure, give them paint.
This is crazy. Exactly. This is crazy.
It's art class.
You know, like each school in New York has that, what do you call it, when we check for the metal stuff, like metal. But guess what? Migrants are the only people that access the school without going through the metal detectors. So we, the parents, the children, everybody has to go through metal detectors.
Just like they
I just was recently, one of the schools, they had some event, and they made me go to the metal detector. I don't mind. I have nothing to hide. Why this 2,000 migrants have to go through the metal detectors? Also, so the story, this story went viral. All the national channels showed it. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, blasted Trump for the crisis in Brooklyn school. Trump mentioned it in Iowa. Even Elon Musk tweeted about it. The result was that the city responded that they're not looking to use Madison High School as a shelter anymore, never, ever. And I think they're meaning all of New York City schools. And this is, because I doubt very much they will be using any of the schools anymore as a migrant shelter. And this was, after our rally. So this is something was done really, great thing that was done for this city. And I'm very proud of it. Another question is how they feel about migrants. They're saying they're caring about migrants. But why are they caring about migrants? Why they woke them up? There are families with children, migrant families with children, in the middle of the night, like 4 a.m. in the morning, and made them leave back to the Floyd Bennett field. If they're already there, why not just let these people sleep until 6, 7, 8 in the morning?
Right.
Why you have to wake up the bus drivers to take the, I mean, why? It doesn't have any sense, no common sense whatsoever. But again, this is why I'm telling you this story, because this is something that we can really do to make our lives better. Thanks to the media that still has common sense, and I'm talking about all, any types of media, left media, right media. Again, all the journalists have children as well. And why it drew so much attention is because in any small America's town, someone was watching it and thinking, hey, my school, our school can be next. And I think they just crossed the line with the school, because children is something, this is all for us. I mean, this is, for many immigrants, this is the reason they came to this country. And we live for our children. This is the reason we live. This is our future. So they really crossed the line with that. They're not stopping. I just read the article where there are two elementary teachers I think in Prospect Park. They teach 8-year-old kids that there's no state of Israel, this and that.
Actually, one's in Brooklyn, one's in the Bronx.
I read about the Brooklyn one, yeah. Listen, I think kids should stay out of politics at all. Why we have to tell the kids, I'm sorry, I'm talking about, but one of my friends told me that his children, in one of the schools, they were telling to the children about adult sex. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, in your bedroom, you can do whatever you want. It's a free country. But why telling kids, little kids, about that?
Because they're grooming.
Grooming, that's right.
And, many people asking me a question like, why we're not closing the borders? Why migrants are flowing here freely? Like, what is the reason behind that? Okay, so many think it is votes, right? I was a witness of how Democrats changed, put amendments to the Constitution. It was one of my first days in the Assembly, and the Republican conference was against it, because we have enough rights in our New York State Constitution. It was greatly written. We have enough rights in our New York State Constitution for everybody, for people who want to do the abortion, for people who do not want to do the abortion. It doesn't matter. They made the amendments, which means who can prohibit them in making other amendments? So let's say migrants can vote. No one, because they're in a majority. This year, we need only 3 seats all over the state to make them just a majority out of supermajority, which is very important because it gives us the right to veto certain nonsense. So, and this is what I'm looking at and looking for and hoping that we can pick up those 3 seats. It's a very extremely important year for us. Thank you for voting. Thank you for your support, your great party. Thank you so much. Pleasure and honor to be here. Yes.
Just want to say, as a Madisonian, as an ex-student of Madison High School, I went to that rally, and I'm glad to hear the results that we got them to stop what they're doing with the schools. But one thing that's passed over and nobody noticed you had to be at the rally was the students themselves that were there. They were pissed. I went to the school, and I know it's such a great school that I used to love the curriculum. I used to love to go to the classes and some of the things that they offered. Madison is a great school. These kids were missing out on their classes, and they didn't like it. And they showed up at that rally and let everybody know about it.
Yeah, thanks for reminding us.
So somebody's got to acknowledge the current Madison students who were taking off their classes, and they didn't like it.
I'll just add one more thing. The principal of the school, in a few days, she blasted parents for like, are you saying, how dare you are saying that I don't care about your kids, instead of apologizing, right?
Yeah.
Instead of
She said
apologizing.
it was only one day, and big deal.
Yeah, what a big deal.
Jody
Only one day.
Green, her name was Jody Green.
Yes, correct.
And she said she didn't care. She said it's only one day, and get over it.
Wow.
Listen,
I love that. The left
if
is-
I were her,
Stupid.
at least
No,
say,
Ignorance.
at least apologize to the parents and to the kids and say, you know what, it was a storm, and we just had so little time to make a decision,
Hey,
right?
rallies,
This and that. No, they're not apologizing.
There is one thing about from the left, and this is the one thing they hate the most. They're afraid of being challenged.
I agree with you. Yeah.
That's why it's important to challenge them.
So I really hope that we can take Helen Weinstein's seat. She didn't show up. By the way, I should admit that Jamie Williams, who's in whose district the Floyd Bennett is, was advocating from the very beginning, telling everyone that Floyd Bennett is not a good place for the migrant camp. That's, by the way, one of the issues, that it's windy, it's being flooded from time to time. Why building a camp, like a temporary camp, in such a conditions? And it's isolated. There's no infrastructure. There are no stores there, right? So it's really a bad idea to invest millions of dollars in something like Floyd Bennett's field camp. Fox 5 asked me a question like, what is the alternative? What to do? First of all, look at how many thousands of square footage of commercial property empty because of your policies, by the way. Why not renting? This is going to be much cheaper. You don't have to build heaters, the air conditioning, this, that. Just use this commercial property for the migrants. Worst case, We have so many abandoned factories, old factories, you know? Why not using this? It's not weather dependable. So at any, you know, blow of the wind, now we will have to take 2,000 migrants and place them hell knows where, but not the schools anymore. Thanks to, you know, the common sense of the journalists that came there and made the story viral. Again, thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Michael. A little picture.
Oh, sure, sure.
You meet the vice president here too.
One over here.
All right,
The other officers.
all right, very good. Thank you. Over there, gotcha.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for your endorsement as running for the re-election. Thank you very much. Thank you.
If you need me for anything in the election, that's the device.
All right, so we have a couple,
Thank you.
thank you again, Michael, appreciate it. Yes, thank you, Kashi.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
A couple quick things. We have Ying Tan in the audience. Would you like to say a couple words? It's up to you.
I'll just say one
Please,
thing.
former city council candidate, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here again. Last year, my race were pretty tough, that I was against like multiple parties at a time. And I didn't make it, but as I just mentioned, I tried all my best, and I will try again the next time. And this year is a crucial race for all of us to get our country back. Because the radicals has been destroying our country with all this migrant crisis. If you look into the news, last week, the city has been cutting the budget, and that affects our school menus. Our kids has no longer have chicken nuggets and french fries. And meanwhile, our migrants in New York City, they take all the food they want to eat. And they don't like it, they just like put it in the garbage. They waste a lot of food right here. And look at New Yorkers, look at our children, what we get here. We don't have chicken nugget anymore. We don't have french fries anymore. Maybe people feel like, oh, these just like potato chips, just chicken nugget, doesn't mean anything. But look, this is what we're supposed to have. And you're cutting our own resources. It's not only about kids' menu, but look at overall in New York City. Sanitation and senior health, social services, and housings, we've been cutting all different budgets. And this is all from our New Yorkers' money, our taxpayers' money. And what if we use all this money to build a better New York City? To benefit our people who has been needing the housings or maybe medical help, or maybe we could put more after-school program for our children. We could build New York City better, a lot better. Instead, the Democrats destroying our city with flooding the migrants. They are everywhere now. I'm not gonna go against the migrants, I would say that because I'm the first generation immigrant. I understand that, yeah, I understand people coming here for a better future, but the policy failed our country. They open the border, they attract all these migrants coming here. They're telling them that when you come over here, we have housing for you, we have healthcare for you, we have food for you, we have education for your kids. So think about it, everybody who hear this news and say, oh, you come here, everything will be free. Are you coming here? Of course. That's why all these migrants come here, thousands and thousands of them coming here every day in New York City. And we have to change that. That's why we have to come out to support all these Republican candidates to win in state levels or maybe Congress level, of course, the White House. I hope everyone will spend some time to join and volunteer for our candidates. And make sure we have the big boss coming back here. We have to make sure that we have the Republican to run our country. We make sure that we have the big boss back into the White House. Thank
Amen.
you.
Thank you very much. And I was just also told we have a member that is throwing his hat in the ring for Congress, Ramon Hernandez. Ramon, would you like to come up and speak, say a couple words, and tell us where exactly you're running? Thank you.
How's it going, folks?
Hey, Ramon.
Well, as for those who may know who I am, and for those who may not know who I am, my name is Ramon Hernandez. I'm originally a citizen from the city of Newark. Now I'm in Union County now, which I'm part of the Union County Republican Party. The last election I ran for the state assembly for New Jersey's 20th legislative district. I earned about 15.2% of the vote.
Wow.
It was the first time I ran for office.
Wow.
And this year now, I'm officially running for Congress for New Jersey's 10th congressional district. According to the data, it has been known as a D+30, means it's the most democratic district in the state. So I have decided to throw my hat and I want to give it a shot.
Hey.
Because I'm not afraid to do this.
Good.
Because it is the lack of Republican representation, and I lived in these deep Democrat cities before, because I was once a registered Democrat when I became a registered voter. I went for Donald Trump for president because I support his policies. After I witnessed what I saw with the Democrat Party, why they never condemned the violence, that raised me a lot of questions, and I became self-aware. And that's where all the common sense were coming up more. And that's it took me 3 years to figure that out, until I finally found my answers. And that's where I finally renounced the Democrat Party. I went to the Board of Elections and I immediately switched my party from Democrat to Republican. After I became an official Republican, I've been voting Republican ever since. After I discovered my vote wasn't enough, this is before the COVID crisis happened, that's where I officially joined the state's GOP. I told the state chairman that I made a vow that I will help bring the Republican Party to victory. And I will do anything I can in my power. As you know, I have been fighting this for the past 4 years. It is not only I've been fighting in New Jersey, I also took the fight in New York State. I also took the fight in Pennsylvania. I've been helping almost every candidate out there, because I do believe in change. I'm not doing this for popularity. I'm not doing this for photo op or just to have fun with this. I'm fighting for real change. For the first time, I attended a city council meeting in my former hometown, the city of Newark. And in that city council meeting, there are no Republicans, no white man out there, so they can't put the finger on. These are all entire Newark residents who were completely upset at the council for not going by the laws that they made. And when they have contractors, they only allow outside contractors, but they don't hire their own local residents. This was the problem that's been happening, and it's like entering a deep state. So I said, there's no Republicans in the council and there's no white man to point out. This is how Democrats operate. They don't care. It's not because you're a Republican. They'll do this to other Democrats, even the ones who don't fall in line.
Right.
Because I spoke with a lot of moderate Democrats. Now the one I'm facing, as you know, if you want to know who that is, take a look at TMZ, and you're going to look at a congressman that was on his underwear. That's all I can say about him. But this is the actual problem within Washington. Of course, there's a problem with the border, because I do attend helping out the homeless issue. And unfortunately, there are migrants coming in the city of Newark. They're just coming from New York City. It's not being mentioned in the media, unfortunately. However, the city of Newark is also a sanctuary city. So that's going to be the mayor's problem.
That's why.
So if this can happen, this can happen anywhere. And nobody asked me to run for this. I choose to do this because something has to change. I'm not looking at anyone or color or race. We already have a race. It's called American. And that's the way I look at people, because I pay more attention by character.
Amen.
Amen.
And I'll probably support the Tea Party any way I can.
Thank you so much.